Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, we'll be discussing my thoughts on Season 2, Episode 5 of DanMachi. And this was a much-needed reprieve, I guess, after all of the excitement and build-up in the first 4 episodes with the war game and Apollo Familia and all that kind of stuff. Just being able to see these characters letting their hair down, all the fan service aplenty and everything was kind of welcome, you know, from my side of things, because we had this a little bit in the first season. You know, we would get so far and then we'd be able to have a calm. In this case, it seems very much akin to that old phrase, the calm before the storm, because by the end of the episode, it seems as though Mikoto has gotten some, you know, information, something has happened, or a new threat has arisen in the form of Ishtar Familia. I only know a little bit about Ishtar Familia, you know, sort of after having Googled and gone through the wikis, so as not to spoil myself as to what's going on with Ishtar Familia, but they definitely seem like they're going to be the big threat. Especially if you look at the OP, it's Ishtar Familia's people, you know, that are making up the sort of havoc that's going on where Bell and Welf and everyone are fighting. That's who they're fighting. That's who I was wondering about when we'd seen that in the OP. I called attention to that in my previous episode discussion video. So it's going to be interesting to see how Ishtar Familia, you know, sort of falls in line with all of this. And whether or not, you know, it's something that is connected back to Freya. Once again, Freya could be manipulating things, being a puppet master to really put Belle to the test, or just have fun, you know, get her kicks, whatever it is. Don't exactly know what her motivations are, other than, you know, at least as it fell to the first season, it was, let's see what is going on with Belle. Let's see if my suspicions about Belle being more than the sum of his parts, going back to his lineage, his family lineage, you know, let's see what that's about. Let's see if my suspicions are correct along those lines. Was really Freya's, you know, impetus, her driving force. So I don't know if there's going to be any connectivity to that, any connective tissue, or if it's just Ishtar herself. Presumably Ishtar is female based on what I've seen and such like that, especially all of what we see in the OP. It's mostly like almost Amazonian warrior women, you know, that kind of thing. And there is sort of this undercurrent of maybe sort of BDSM, you know, bondage kind of stuff going on. I'm not exactly sure. But so it's going to be interesting. You know, that's the bottom line, to figure out what part Ishtar and her entire familia has to play in all of this. But as I say, getting back to like the subject matter of this episode, it was hilarious to see, you know, calling back on the lesser resounding aspects of Hestia herself, the more comical, oh, she owes 200 million Valith, you know, to Hephaestus and everything, still because of that knife that she imbued with her power, Belle's knife and everything like that, you know, because I actually, it hadn't occurred to me with how rapidly paced Season 2 has been thus far, but my memory was jogged watching this episode, the fact that, you know, last we saw, Hestia had a job with Hephaestus, where she was meant to, you know, make up for what she owed for that knife and everything like that. I think at one point she was even dressed up as a maid, per Hephaestus's wishes, you know, sort of being like a servant or something like that, or you know, being like a hostess in like a tavern, something along those lines. It's a little bit vague for me now. But I did remember there was something like that. And as soon as I was reminded of that notion with the reveal that, uh-oh, Mikoto stumbled onto the bill, for all intents and purposes, of how much money she owes, it was like, oh yeah, that's right, she had a job. What's going on with that? We haven't seen any hide nor hair of that in Season 2 thus far. And I guess this is the other leg dropping, for all intents and purposes. That's calling back to that. Yes, she still has the job because she still owes the money, and plenty of it, even though they are decked out with Apollo's, you know, whole mansion, his manor house and everything like that. She even had people come in and reconstruct it to you know, fit basically the wishes of Welf and Mikoto respectively, sort of an onsen on the property. You know, as well as a blacksmith sort of, you know, a shed in the back yard or whatever, a workspace in any case. And just, you know, like I said, everyone letting their hair down, being able to have this calm, and being able to be reflective and thankful, grateful. In Belle's case, I mean, you know, if you could get sort of past the fan service of the onsen environment, what Belle was talking about how appreciative he is of how everyone has come to his aid. And it's really insightful to learn that he doesn't feel like he's been doing the same for them, or at least what he has been doing isn't on the same level as far as he's concerned. It isn't, you know, it's not as valuable, he thinks, you know, what he's been able to do for them as they have done for him. And I love that Welf is there to tell him, like, you know, no, you got to understand, the reason we're here is because of the help you've given us and the support and all that kind of stuff. And the idea that this is really, you know, it's called a familia, it's Hestia familia, but it is a family. You know, these characters, they've all come together and they're all appreciative of each other. And even at the end of the day, with that other leg dropping of, oh crap, look how much debt Hestia has. And you had armies, you had a horde of people from outside of Arario coming in, wanting to be part of Hestia familia. It was, you know, you have Lily doing, like, checking the boxes, like, no attractive females, no women who's going to get Belle's attention. Hestia doesn't want that. Lily doesn't want that. Everyone's standing around getting ready for that interview process, that one-on-one interview with Hestia, to see if they're up to the task, up to the challenge of becoming part of her family. And there is Mikoto with the bill, and she drops the bomb, and within seconds flat, everyone is gone. Everyone is dissipated. Now, it is a little disappointing because I, as one of you guys mentioned in the comments, I'm actually highly in support of the idea of the former Apollo Familia members Daphne and Cassandra becoming a part of Hestia Familia. I really want to see that happen. I'm not sure which which is which. Whoever is the soothsayer out of the two of them, I think it might be Daphne. But whoever is the one who is the seer, who has the dreams, especially, I want her to be part of Hestia Familia, especially because of that connectivity between she and Belle. Belle not taking what she's saying for granted, actually having faith in what she saw, the vision she had about her lost pillow and everything, and how enamored with him that made her, and just the pair of them. They're just a complementary duo, Daphne and Cassandra. So I would like, in the long term, to actually see them become part of Hestia Familia. I don't know if that's going to happen, though, because they were just as quickly out of there when the reveal of the 200 million Valis debt came about. So, I mean, all told, this was a highly enjoyable episode once again. Just had me ear to ear grinning because of the calm, because of the reserve, because of the depth of character and their connective tissue and how much they mean to each other. And again, the fan service. Yeah, you know, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't enjoying that as well. But just the humor, the lightheartedness, and the warmth of heart, you know, the heartwarming nature of it was really what made me enjoy this episode. And as I say, by the end, I hadn't even suspected it, but it makes perfect sense that by the end of the episode, there would be sort of a nod, a tip of the hat to the next big oncoming storm, seemingly revolving around Ishtar Familia. And, you know, it's just going to be interesting to see how that takes shape, how that takes hold, and forces the direction, you know, redirects the story from here on out. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of episode 5 of season 2 of DanMachi, if you've seen it as well, if you enjoyed it as much as I did. And otherwise, if you enjoyed this video and would like to consider supporting my channel, please have a look at my PayPal support link, posted both in the description as well as the comments below. It affords you opportunities very much akin to Patreon, where you can set up a monthly recurring contribution, a one-time only kind of thing, or you can send me a personal message with any contribution you send my way, requesting topics I may discuss in the future, ask for shoutouts, or just about anything else that crosses your mind. And anything you saw fit to send my way would be 2 thumbs up for me in securing my longevity on YouTube for the foreseeable future, and just be very much appreciated. So otherwise, that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Hope this video finds you well. I'll catch you all later. Peace.